Hey everyone, today we have the new information released about the loyalty store changes that are coming in a week. They're giving you this information ahead of time so you can make the best decisions with your loyalty points that you may currently have saved up. And so I kind of wanted to highlight it and talk about some of the changes to help you make the best decisions personally. So hopefully this information finds you in time. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on stuff like this and guides and more. So we're going to start on maybe a bit of a sour note, but we're going to start on items that are being removed and kind of prices that are increasing, because these are really the objects you might consider purchasing before the changes occur. So on items being removed, we have megaphones, which I know a lot of people use. It's kind of a bad change for the smaller guilds because they're now going to have to pay pearls to recruit and grow. But maybe, I know it's controversial because a lot of people like them, but maybe there's going to be less world chat arguments, so for some people that might be a plus. The other kind of main item being removed is the apparel bag. This is for your costumes. It allows you to store up to 8 pieces of gear, and by gear I mean costume gear. It lets you switch quickly between your normal outfit and, say, a ghillie suit, your normal outfit, or life skill clothes. It's somewhat useful, but it's being removed, so if that's something that interests you, you might want to consider picking that up if you have enough loyalty points. And in exchange, they're actually giving us the gear bag, and what I mean by that is the actual equipment that you wear that gives you stat points, which is a useful thing for switching between AP and DP gear. These loyalty store special items, they're not really releasing a lot of details on them. They say after a certain amount of time they're going to be available, whether that's X amount of hours played, whether that's special limited time offerings popping up, and they say that the purchase limits will be announced later. That's going to be important on something like the Thea's Orb. This item is actually really good because it helps you reset skills on your fairy, but in order to actually do that, if you have 4 skills on your fairy, it requires 4, so a lot of it's going to depend on how many of these we kind of actually obtain, what this limit is, and they're not giving us that information yet. Along with these special store offerings, they have Supreme Old Boon Scroll, so something that lets you earn a bit more money, Sealed Book of Combat 7 days, earn more experience. So a couple new things that we're not quite sure about yet, but along with the things being removed, like I said, there are some price increases. Now these price increases aren't necessarily a bad thing. You can see here going from 500 to 1,000 are the storage spaces. However, the reason why I say these increases aren't necessarily bad is while these prices are doubling on some of these items, we're also going to be getting double the amount of loyalty points. So instead of getting 100 loyalty points a day, we're going to be getting 200. So it's really just increasing to match the increase that we're obtaining on these items. So if you're interested in getting these storage coupons, and if you don't already have them, because if you already have them, they're not going to they haven't reset yet, you can pick them up on the cheap before the price increase goes through. And on the positive note, you're going to be able to get 5 per family per month. So while these items haven't refreshed in a very, very long time, now they're going to refresh monthly. So eventually, if you play long enough and save up your points, you can fill out all your city storages, which is a really good plus. Another thing I would mention is Crystal Extraction Tool. This is going from 500 to 1,000, so if you buy it now, you can get it cheaply. And this is going to be on purchase restriction 1 per family per week, which is pretty bad in my opinion, because usually what ends up happening is you get a new piece of gear, you buy it off the market, you want to take your old crystals and put them in your new one, so you want to remove 2 crystals, but this is saying you're only going to be able to purchase 1 per family per week. So this might be an item you consider stocking up on, the Crystal Extraction Tool. They are craftable in game, but they're very, very expensive to craft in game. So we have the outfits kind of staying the same, 1 per family. I think you can purchase up to 3 different Archer Guard sets. After that, they'll be unavailable. So mostly people buy these for crons, to melt them down as costumes. You have the dog pet as well, add 3 per family. A lot of this stuff is kind of staying the same, but the most important thing here is that they're refreshing these. So something like Nadir's Parchment at 10,000, in the past we were able to get 1 from the quest and 1 from loyalties, but there was still 2 slots left that you had to pay pearl items for. Now this is refreshing again, so if you're like me and you didn't buy it, the extra slots with pearls, you should be able to get another one, which is really helpful for enhancing and just saving time. There's also inventory, family weight, family inventory expansions. So these things are being reset with the new changes. So if you've already purchased them, you should be able to purchase them again. Now we're going to talk a little bit more about the more exciting stuff. So to go again with the storage, we're also getting Valencia and Camisylvia storage. Notably, Dregan's storage is missing for some reason. I don't know if it was just accidentally omitted or intentionally omitted, but for the most part, you'll be able to fill out all your storages, but Dregan's kind of up in the air. We have Advice of Valks. Now, some of these loyalties are really expensive, so a plus 70 Advice of Valks would be really nice, but if you're only getting 200 a day, acquiring 24,000 is a pretty tall task, and this is on 1 per family per month. So this would be a good time to bring up something they announced previously, that this is going to be a 2-step kind of installment, maybe more than 2 steps. But first, they're going to revamp the loyalty shop, which is what they're announcing. Then they say afterwards, we plan to update additional ways to attain loyalties from a variety of rewarding and appropriately demanding in-game contents. And beyond this, we're also looking to add more stuff. So this is kind of part 1. So a lot of these expensive items is really gonna depend more on that part 2 when they add additional ways besides your daily loyalty earnings. Along with the expensive stuff is the Capotea accessories. A lot of people like them, whether they're new players or they're using them as backups. You obtain 1 from leveling. You can obtain extras from crafting. Now you can obtain extras from loyalty too. But again, at these price points, at 60,000, 40,000 loyalties, they're way too expensive to actually take advantage of until we get that second part of new ways to obtain loyalty points. We have summon scrolls. Not really great. You get them daily and weekly. I can see occasionally you see people begging in world chat for a summon scroll because they're trying to do adventure logs. So I think they can help some people in that regard if they don't actually want to wait and they're really trying to accomplish an adventure log and they need the summon scroll. But other than that, I don't see it being very useful. This is what they were kind of advertising, the value pack one day being in here. 2,800, so it's not like you're going to buy this every day. But this is really useful for the people who go without value pack, and then they save all their sales in their CM, and then they pop a one-day value pack, and then they collect all the silver, to not have to pay the big taxes. So it is useful for those types of players. I'm glad it's there. But for, the daily hardcore players, probably not enough. We also have Spellbound Toolbox. Only 50 loyalty points, so that's a really good deal, but it's 1 per family per month. So while it's a really good deal being so cheap, getting more magical tools, the fact that it's only 1 per month probably doesn't make enough of an impact. Maybe it makes a slight impact on the economy because people might buy them and list them on the market, which helps out life skillers, but it just might not be put enough into the game to actually make a difference. Tears of Repentance, this is kind of nice. If you've ever been K-bombed, if you've ever gone red, the struggle of getting your karma back. This will help you do it. We also have character slot expansion coupon, 10,000, so very pricey. one per family per month. But again, this has been contentious at some points because with the Shy release, they gave us free character slot expansion coupons, and then every kind of character release after that, people were asking for them, and they never really got them. They always were on sale, but not free. And now this is a way for you to actually obtain them for free. And they've kind of been releasing 2 characters per year, you know, one summer, one winter, based around their big Calpheon Ball, Heidel Ball speeches and whatnot. So again, it's just having these options is really helpful. They have the different juices. These are kind of aimed at new characters to get up your stamina, health, those sorts of things. Probably not worth your points, but they're there. So it's always better having more options than not. You also have Artisan Memories, 800, 10 per week, and Valk's Cries. So if you're an enhancer and you really need them, they're there. Probably not your best choice of loyalty spendings, but again, having options is good. And then there's some other random stuff, you know, horse materials, probably not worth it. 200 for you know, 1 blue horse enchanting material. But again, I wanted to highlight some of the things that you might consider stocking up on. I'm gonna put the link to this in full in the description of the video, so you can check it out yourself, because there's a lot of stuff in here. But definitely consider looking at the stuff being removed and looking at the stuff changing price points, because you might want to take advantage of that before the changes actually occur next week. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this helps you.